So y'all give me a minute. Welcome everybody. You know what it is. The link is in the chat. Welcome aboard. Hope you enjoy your stay. I'll wait for you to come on. And fight fans, those of you that's tuning into the building, hit the thumbs up button. Thank you for your support. As always, I appreciate it. And, hopefully some of this is informative for those who you that tune in to World Combat Sports most of the time. So we're going to get it popping in a minute whenever he chooses to show up. But let me give you a little breakdown. And this is all stemming from media posting and reporting on the drug test. And, I came over here and I basically let it be known that the drug test came back clear from my sources. And then also the Glovegate situation that's been going on with Tyson Fury. So let me let John Gee on right quick. So what's up, man?
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. How are you?
I'm chilling, man. All I want you to do is keep my name out your mouth. So I invited you on my platform.
I'm here.
Can talk some boxing, bro.
Of course. I don't appreciate that little caption or racially charged. Come on, man.
Absolutely.
It's insane.
Because why would you put so much energy into a black fighter that you don't even support? Why?
I support him. I'm a Wilder fan. Every time I go on,
you're a Wilder fan if everything about you is negative, bro.
I'm a Wilder fan. I don't like the fans that are putting out all that bogus, fake media stuff that they're putting on. Glovegate, the guy that posted the Nazi thing. What else are they making up excuses about? The glove thing, the Nazi.
John, that's irrelevant to what you kept. Look, I haven't even mentioned your name since you showed up on YouTube, bro.
That's fine. You don't have to. You can talk.
Why you keep posting my name all over Facebook and you posting World Combat Sports? So now that you're here, what is your first talking point so we can get to it? You want to talk about Fury. So what's your talking point? What are we talking about?
I want to talk about let's talk about the rematch. What's going to happen in the rematch? I want to hear your thoughts on that.
We need to talk about the first fight.
What's your take on the first fight? What do you want to talk about the first fight? I thought Fury won. There was no draw in that fight. I don't understand how people call that a draw. I watched that fight 3 times, and one of the times was without sound. Still have Fury winning. I give Wilder, if anything, you got to give him the 2 knockdown rounds, those 2 10-8 rounds, and maybe one more round, and that's it. That's all I give him. You can't give him more than that. There's absolutely no way. I don't understand.
I wasn't talking about the actual decision there, John. I'm talking about the actual left hand, the left hand wrap that was exposed on his left hand. Because that's the whole point. Look, that's the whole point of you calling me out, right? Because first it was the drug test and then it was the gloves. So tell me another fighter that you've seen the hand wrap exposed in one hand like the left hand as Fury. It's video that's out there, bro.
I can't name him because I'm not sure. The only thing I could think of where somebody was caught up with some hand wrap scandal was Margarito and Tito Trinidad. I really can't think of anyone else besides that.
But the rules, isn't it the fighter supposed to have the hand wraps totally concealed by the tape? That's what they put the tape out there for, so the fighter cannot use the hand wraps towards their opposition.
That's what I'm assuming.
So why is Fury left hand showing the hand wrap in the first fight and then in the second fight?
What I'm always bringing up is, don't you guys know, a lot of fans know out there that these guys, when they're behind the scenes, getting their hands wrapped, the trainer is there, commission's there, and the referee's there. So I don't understand, what is it that people are complaining about?
So is this the first time there's been controversy in boxing dealing with hand wraps? So you just mentioned Margarito, right?
It's happened before. It's happened with Tito Trinidad.
What was the commission then? They was there, right? The commission was there, right? So if the commission was there for Margarito and Nassim Richardson caught it, so there's room for error, right?
That was back then. That was back then, though. You're talking about a few years ago when Naseem Richardson in that Cotto situation. That was years ago.
So the commission
in today's time.
Just was the commission was just invented. Like they just started using commission to watch gloves.
No, I never said that. I never said that.
Why are you saying that was a while ago? It's still the commission, though.
Yeah, of course it's the commission. But what I'm trying to explain to you is that I guess they were lax back then. For Naseem Richardson to catch Margarito during that whole thing, and that's if Margarito was doing it beforehand, because I'm not even sure. Because I'm the type where you got to show me proof. You can't just say, well, he's cheating. Show me the proof. So people think Margarito cheated with Cotto. It's debatable. Because he didn't get caught up. He didn't get caught for that fight.
After the Miguel Cotto fight. God. And they had
that little crack in the bandage.
So basically, you trying to tell me when you get your hands wrapped, they put some color in there for Easter? Like, the pink substance, the cement, they put some color in there just so the fighter can say, okay, this matches my gloves.
Never said that. Nope. I never said that.
Margarito had obvious foreign substance in his gloves after the Miguel Cotto fight. And that's why Miguel Cotto went to the commission to ask them to investigate. And they refused to investigate. And they refused to do anything of a sort because it would have took money and people looking into it. Right? The investigation costs money. So therefore, he went into the Sugar Shane fight and he tried the same thing, but got caught.
Yeah, he got caught because the trainer had, I don't know, like I said, I'm obviously, maybe you have better access than me. You're backstage with the fighters watching them get wrapped. I can only go by what I see on the TV. And obviously, you could Google all these rules and all that stuff as well.
John, I don't know what happened in the you got fight. My name in your mouth. Come on, man. Come on with that. No, don't start saying I'm back there with the fighters. You say you be getting busy on the sites, John.
I get busy on the sites. I do. I get busy on the sites. But you're asking me.
Tyson Fury been a cheat. Tyson Fury has been a cheat before. It's video out there showing his gloves, man. It's video.
Tyson Fury has been a cheat in regards to the PEDs, the performance enhancement drugs, and that cocaine stuff that they called him. I'm not debating that. I'm never going to debate that. He got suspended for that. He got caught up with that. I'm not debating that. What I always tell people is, all right, so you're bringing up the glove situation. People bring up the glove situation. Has he gotten suspended for the gloves yet? Has the commission said anything about the gloves? Do you see Wilder complaining about the gloves? I don't see anyone complaining about the gloves.
That doesn't mean anything when it's out there on video, my brother. You know what I'm saying? If it's out there on video, Wilder doesn't have to complain. The commission doesn't have to complain because it takes time for them to go after a matter such as this. It takes internal investigation. We, the media out here, the microcosms, the media that's out here, we can go out here and report on it because it's our media platform. But when it comes to the boxing commission, such as the WBC, they're not going to just go off video. They have to do an internal investigation to make sure everything's clear.
That's fine. I just don't understand. Like, I just think that it became a huge issue because I guess people were acting like Wilder can't get knocked out. He got knocked out. It happens.
No, it was bro, that's, not the argument. That's not my argument. My argument was never Wilder getting knocked out, Wilder getting stopped.
Your argument's the gloves. Your argument's the hand wraps being seen in the gloves, the palm of his hand, right?
How he defeated. Is it genuine? Is it by the rules? That's all I was saying. Is the win by the rules? Because Deontay Wilder got beat, period. The towel was thrown in by his corner. You never once saw me post that up there. Even when I posted the samples, I never made a declaration that it was absolutely dirty. I said, is it the A sample possibly dirty? The king doesn't have to cheat. We wait on the B sample, and you went off the rails about it.
Yeah, because the difference between you and Blue Blood, I saw the Blue Blood video. I didn't get to watch your whole video because you blocked me or whatever. I saw Blue Blood's video. I actually saw it from beginning to end. The difference was that Blue Blood said, we have to wait and see what's going on. When you brought up the situation, it wasn't a whole, we got to wait and see what's going on. It was more like, no, he's cheating. That's what you made it sound like. That's the difference between you and Blue Blood.
You're trying to tell me I need to guide you through a thumbnail? John, you're trying to tell me I need to guide you to read a thumbnail? No way on the thumbnail did I say he actually came back dirty. I said it's issues with the A sample, bro. That's what my sources told me. It was issues with the A sample. We wait on the B.
And what happened? Where's the B sample?
I reported on what happened, bro. I reported that the B sample came back clean.
Everything came back clean. Exactly. Everything came back clean. So the costume.
But you say you didn't watch my whole video, but no, you went off the thumbnail, man. You came on here pressing enter on my platform, and you didn't even have a narrative to start with. So I'm telling you, like, you can't read the thumbnail. I didn't accuse Tyson Fury as actually freaking popping dirty on the A and B sample. You ran with it, and you start plastering my name all on social media. So what I do? I try to go on freaking Facebook Live with you to talk about it.
I couldn't log in that day, man. I'm here, but I'm here. I'm here now. You see me? I'm a man of my word. I'm not cursing. I'm not disrespecting anyone. I'm here. I'm a man of my word.
It doesn't matter if you use vulgarity. All I'm gonna do is mute you anyway. I brought you on my platform because you say all this negativity about World Combat Sports and putting my full name out there on social media. And I felt that after you apologized the other night, I thought as grown men we was good. But
right now we're fine. Right now we're fine because you let me on here. We're fine right now. I'm good with you. I'm good with you. I'll let all that stuff go.
I'm asking for you to keep my name out of your mouth since I invited you on the platform. We're gonna talk boxing.
All right. That stuff is done. That stuff is done. I'm on here. You unblocked me. Let's see if you'll put me on your World Combat Boxing Sports page and call it a day. I just wanted to get on the platform and speak my mind.
Talking about boxing, we got to get to the match at hand.
Let's get to the matches ahead coming up. Let's get to Stevenson. He's fighting Mariaga. Let's get to
we on another fight. Tyson Fury. Do you think he's going to be in the trilogy?
Wilder and Fury?
Yeah.
Do you think Wilder's going to take the trilogy match or Fury's going to take it? You're saying?
Look, of course I'm going for Deontay Wilder. Of course.
No. You're asking me if one of them is going to bow out of the fight or if the.
No, I'm talking about. You said Deontay Wilder haven't mentioned the glove gate and nothing like that. Anything, and that's good. My argument was never Deontay Wilder mentioned anything. I'm media. I report on my own sources and what I have to. Leading into this trilogy, do you think there's going to be more scrutiny on his gloves?
I guess now that all the media outlets are reporting it, and I'm pretty sure all the commissions, all the WBC and all those guys, and they're going to fight in Nevada again. I'm pretty sure they're going to be on Fury's ass about it. I'm pretty sure they're going to be backstage. I'm pretty sure somebody somewhere is going to tell the camera people, all right, we want them in the back. We want them to see it. We want to see them getting wrapped. I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. There's a lot of scrutiny on this rematch just because there's been so much crap coming out. I have never, ever, ever heard all the stuff that comes out of boxing fans' mouths after a fighter loses. I thought Pacquiao fans
were... You said Wilder fans, John. You said Wilder fans.
What do you want me to say? You want me to say boxing fans? You want me to say boxing fans? Listen. That's it. Listen. There's a lot of listen. For this Wilder fight, I had a fight party that night. All right. Let me tell you something. When I have a fight party, I have maybe like 5 or 6 usual suspects, and that's we're big boxing fans. We watch boxing. I must have had like 20 people in here that night, and I can tell you the other 14 people, aside from the 6, don't watch boxing at all. They only popped up because Deontay Wilder was fighting Tyson Fury. That's why I call them Wilder fans and not boxing fans. They're not boxing fans. I don't want to call them casuals either. Let's just call them fight fans. They're a fan of that one specific fighter, and that's it. Me and you seems like boxing fans. Other people, you got Wilder fans and you got Fury fans. I just like boxing. I give Wilder his credit. People always say, oh, that right hand was lucky. All those knockouts, that wasn't luck. It takes skills to throw a 1-2 the way Wilder was throwing them. It takes skills. It takes skills to get outboxed for almost the whole fight and then knock the guy out later on in the fight. It takes skills to have power in that right hand for 12 rounds. That's not something that's luck. And also, he had a historical run. If I'm not mistaken, what did he defend that belt? 10 times? 10 title defenses?
11.
11, right?
On 11th.
Okay, that's historical. I give him his props. I'm not complaining about him. He's a great champion. And if you ask me now, if you ask me tomorrow, the next week, the following week, John, are you going to bet on that fight? I will never, ever bet on a fight with Wilder in my life. And I always say it on every page, on any platform. I always tell people, Deontay Wilder is 50-50 in any fight against any heavyweight today. It doesn't matter. Why? Because of his right hand. His right hand is good all 12 rounds. You can't escape from it. It is difficult to escape that right hand for a whole fight. It's mentally challenging as well. Ortiz was beating him up all those rounds, and then Wilder ended up knocking him out in the rematch I'm talking about, not the first fight, the rematch.
But your whole argument on Facebook was I'm gonna tell you how the real boxing fans, they're not gonna sit up there and use all that energy, John, and argue about a fighter they're not supporting. They're not gonna do it. Like you was arguing against Wilder fans as if you was anti-Wilder. We're not gonna argue and put all that energy in there if we don't support Tyson Fury. We're arguing the point of, did Deontay Wilder lose fairly, period. We know he lost. We know he lost. That's not the question. He got knocked down twice. He lost the fight. Okay, he was outboxed, outperformed, and look, that's what happened when you really don't follow a channel. You take one video or one thumbnail, but you haven't really followed me. So when you was up here bashing my page, saying I'm buying views, only thing I have to say to you is, why would you go to the extent to say my page is garbage, my group is garbage? You don't know anything about my YouTube channel. You don't know what I've covered, who I've covered. Why, if you support Wilder, why would you come that deep with what I've built from the ground up? Why would you not do your own research and investigation instead of just saying everything that I got is garbage off one freaking post and I never met you a day in my life? How can that be, bro? It's
not your post. It's not your post. It's the people that are posting underneath in the comments. But it's the people that are posting on these other pages.
Bro, you said me.
I just called you out. I know you're not a casual, even though I've said it before. I know you're not a casual. I know that you're not.
You dog my whole page out, man. You dog my group out. You dog my channel out. You saying I'm buying views, bro. You know how long I had.
I didn't say you purchased YouTube views. I said you purchased Instagram followers. I never said you purchased views. I never said that. I said you got Instagram. You purchased Instagram followers. Huh?
You think I paid for Instagram followers, bro? I'm 50 years old, bro. You think I'm really looking for Instagram followers?
I would hope not. You don't even have to. You don't have to buy followers. You can buy an old page. Somebody could be selling a page, and all you got to do is rename it and reformat it. I'm being honest.
Why would you even insinuate and put out false information like that, bro?
Listen. If you want me to apologize, I apologize for that. I'm sorry that I called you a casual. I'm sorry that I said. But the followers that you have, and I'm not talking about on YouTube. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about in these boxing groups that we're in, because you're in a few boxing groups just like me. These certain boxing groups that we are in together, I post something, I call you out, you come out on it, or it's like the sheep come following you. It's like, oh, he's on. We got to protect him now. That's what happens. That's why I go the way I go on those comments. That's why, because this is
you know anything about
I already apologize. We're good. I ain't got nothing bad to say about you. You got your own thing going on with your YouTube channel. You got your own page going on. Cool, great. If you let me on the page, fine. If not, I'll see you on the other boxing pages. I have no reason to come up here and cloud chase. I have none of that. I got my own little Instagram page going on. If you guys want that,
that's the only thing I was trying to say, man. I cover boxing and MMA, so my group is not going to be as large as most, because some people like strictly boxing and other people like strictly MMA.
Oh, yeah. That's
I only have 800 and something in my group.
I don't like MMA. I don't like MMA, and I'm not going to be fake and say that. I can tell you this: I know what's going on with MMA. I can name fighters. I know what goes on. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. I'm just a huge boxing fan, and it's not a fan. When people mistaken boxing fans and then fans of one fighter for like, they mistaken that. It's not the same. When you're a fan of boxing, you watch everything. Casuals and fan fighters are only going to watch a few guys. They're going to watch the Canelo. They're going to watch Pacquiao. They're going to watch Wilder when he fights, because he's a big name now. And who else is up there that people watch? Triple G, Joshua, now Fury. Fan fighters. I'm a fan of boxing and all. I'm going to watch the fight on Friday. There's another fight on Friday. I forgot who's fighting there. Somebody's fighting on Friday. I'm going to watch Mariaga and Stevenson Saturday. I watch whatever comes on. I watch it. I watch everything. I know everything.
Hey, let me ask you this: who did Deontay Wilder defeat for his title?
Which one? The WBC, the green strap? when he first originally got it.
Who did Deontay defeat for his title?
He beat Bermain Stavern the first time.
So since he beat the Bermain Stavern and he went on a freaking 10 title defense.
I'm not disputing that. And he's a Hall of Famer. And he's a Hall of Famer.
When you hear people saying that the champ was a bum, he was an Olympian bronze medalist with very limited amateur pedigree and all that. When people get on here and say he's garbage, he hasn't really fought anybody, he's fought none but cans, he's gotten away with just throwing the right hand. That's what certain media outlets, especially over here in the US, that support Deontay Wilder will advocate for. We would go out here and say, okay, how is that possible? How can you have 41 knockouts and you basically sat down all your opponents? How can you say the man is garbage?
I never said he was garbage. I never said he was a bum. That's other people saying that. And I'll be the first. And I've come on and I've gone on those pages, right in the comment section, replied to the individual. How is he a bum? He had the WBC belt for X amount of years. He had all those knockouts. Now his resume, let me tell you something right now. That man does not have the best resume in the heavyweight division. The best resume in the heavyweight.
Who does?
Huh?
Who does?
Joshua. Anthony Joshua has the best resume in the heavyweight division. Look at his body of work. Wilder, I'll give him this. He's fought the guys. He's fought the very dangerous guys, but it's only a few names. I mean, I'll give him what? Fury 2 times, and then he fought Ortiz twice, and you give him the Stavern fight. Everybody else.
But Fury twice, right? He fought Fury twice, right?
I just said that, yeah. Fury twice.
He fought Fury twice. He fought Bermain Stavern, the former champion, twice. He fought Ruiz Ortiz, the only 2 losses on Ortiz's record. Twice, right? So now let's go to who you say the best. You say Joshua. Anthony Joshua. Start with the first. Who's the best on his record? Number 1.
You're gonna have to say Klitschko. A lot of people are gonna say Klitschko, even though he was past his prime. A lot of people are gonna say Klitschko.
So regardless if a fighter is past his prime, out of the sport, and he comes back to fight for a title, and he hasn't even been active for a vacant title, Joshua gets all the credit for inviting someone like Vladimir. He could have basically reached out to anybody. He invite a fighter that's been out of the sport for a year and a half.
A win is a win. That's what everyone's gonna say. A win is a win. That's what everyone's gonna say. That's what everyone's gonna say. That's what any fan, boxing fan, is gonna say. A win is a win. It doesn't matter. No one's gonna complain. Wilder was also supposed to fight Povetkin. Povetkin got caught cheating.
Yeah, he was going to go to Russia to fight Povetkin.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna crap on Wilder. I'm not saying anything bad. I'm giving you an opinion. You asked me who has the best resume at heavyweight. I'm going to tell you Joshua. Joshua fought Andy Ruiz twice. He beat Charles Martin. Charles Martin was undefeated. He beat him for that IBF belt, even though Charles Martin won that belt on a stupid stipulation. That guy folded his leg or something or broke it. He beat Klitschko. He beat Povetkin. He gave Parker his first loss and got that belt. Joshua has a good body of work. Joshua has a very good body of work.
So when you say a good body of work, you say Klitschko, a win is a win. Klitschko inactive, they fight for the vacant, Joshua wins, or whatever the case. Okay. And then you go up to Charles Martin, who a lot of people, including the commentators and professional fighters, say he dove in that fight.
Yeah, that was a joke fight. He sold his belt. I agree. He sold his belt. So, but a win is a win. History's not going to remember. Oh, this guy fought this guy past his prime. He's just going to say, no, he won. That's all that's going to matter.
They're going to remember. Absolutely, they're going to remember. Because if it's Deontay, they're going to say, if Deontay would have fought an old Vladimir Klitschko, they would have said, you know what? Vladimir was old. You know why? Because they did it for Ruiz Ortiz twice. Every time he stepped in there with Ruiz Ortiz, nobody else wanted to fight. They say he was 65 years old. Every time he fought him, he aged 15 years. So it's not just a win versus a win when you say Vladimir Klitschko and his name and his brand, and a win is a win, but yet Deontay Wilder is fighting Ruiz Ortiz, and the man is coming off at 40 years old. People say he's too damn old, but yet Anthony Joshua fights Povetkin. He's 38 years old, 39. No one says nothing. No one says a damn thing. Yes, he went in there and fought Joseph Parker and took the WBO belt, but guess what?
He took his O. He was undefeated. He took his O. That's a lot. He took his O. Just like Andy Ruiz. Andy came in. He beat Joshua. He took his 0. That's a huge thing.
But Andy Ruiz, he wasn't even highly ranked, bro.
Who, Andy?
Yeah.
It's sad that he wasn't highly ranked. People didn't know about him. I was calling that kid the black horse of the heavyweight division. Nobody wanted to fight that kid at one point either. That kid was something else.
Why is he relevant as to the body of work of Anthony Joshua just because he defeated him? That's not relevancy. Buster Douglas isn't relevant because he fought Mike Tyson. Is how he fought him. Buster Douglas, no one really talks about Buster Douglas except Mike Tyson. Everything outside of Mike Tyson, Buster Douglas get no shine, nothing. No one cooks up his name and say, man, Buster Douglas was one of the best. No.
He got a historical win.
Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz is a Mexican Buster Douglas.
Yeah, I'm not saying he isn't. But he's a good fighter. He's not a bum. Wilder's not a bum. There's really right now in the heavyweight division, there's really no bum fighters. Like, they're all pretty good, except, I mean, some of the lower tier guys, like the guy that lost last week.
Y'all call Wilder a bum, man.
I didn't call him a bum. Wilder's not a bum. I don't know who's calling Wilder a bum. Wilder's not a bum. Wilder's far from a bum. He's got all those fights. He's got X amount of knockouts. I always tell people too, when you bring up power in boxing, just in boxing in general, you put guys on, you name guys. You say George Foreman, you say Mike Tyson, you put in there who else? Ron Lyle. You name historical guys with punching power. You got to put Wilder in the conversation. You got to put him in the comment. I recognize all the things that you're going to tell me that you think that I disagree with you. I'm going to agree with you. I have nothing bad to say about Wilder. He's not a bum.
Hey, people are not going to say this. People are never going to say that when it gets close to the fight. Just say for Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder back in 2018, I was not fence riding, right? I was just keeping it. If I support Wilder, I supported Wilder. That's who I support. It's no fence riding. I'm going to tell you, your narrative on Facebook and your narrative out here in front of the public is really different. You was absolutely angry as if you was an anti-Wilder fan, bro.
I don't like the excuses, but I will never come out. You have never seen me post anything. You'll never see it. You can go look for it. You will never see it. Ask anyone on those pages. You will never, ever see me post, Wilder's a bum. Wilder can't fight. Wilder can't do this. Wilder can't do that. He's limited. Yes, he is a limited fighter, but it works for him. It worked for him. There's guys that are limited in boxing. I always tell people, Paulie Malignaggi had an exquisite jab, fast, footwork and everything, great chin. But you want to know what he didn't have? He didn't have power. If he would have had power, he would have been a top pound-for-pound fighter. Amir Khan had it all. He was a great fighter. What did he lack? A chin. He didn't have a chin. Every fighter has a deficiency. I'm not gonna crap on a guy. Forget the Olympic gold. Forget the bronze medal. Forget that he started late in boxing. I'm going by the knockouts and who he's beaten as well. And that title reign that he had, that's a long title reign. He's had that belt for years. I'm not going to crap on him for that. He's not a bum for that. And I'm telling everybody that watching the feed now, Wilder's not a bum. He's not a bum. And I'll give him a chance.
And I would rather you just came up in here with the smoke rather than fizzling out like you're doing. You're smoldering right now like an old barbecue, man.
What do you think, that I'm going to come up here and curse everyone out and say, nah, F that, Wilder's a bum? Wilder's not a bum. It's not.
Hey, John, you don't have to get your point across by dropping vulgarities and all that, right? But all I'm saying is you said that you believe Anthony Joshua has the better work, right? So I just want to go to Robert Rowland's comment, which is a fact, right? He said Parker fought for the vacant belt. He ain't be the champ for that belt. So, when you're talking about Anthony Joshua manufactured titles that he's able to possess right now, it seems like he's more of a paper champ. Because if he had the belts, when it came time for him to face Deontay Wilder in 2018, he wouldn't be trying to put all those stipulations on him and send that man into one of the biggest fights in boxing history with stress, knowing that he's getting paid pennies to go to battle, freaking battle. They wanted to give that man $12 million flat fee. And people are saying that's what he deserved.
Who? Wilder for Joshua?
Public in these groups and everybody else that was all the way against, Deontay Wilder back then, and they was up there rooting Anthony Joshua. So the conversation became really racial quickly, because when you say the man don't have class because he's basically negotiating his worth, then how is he wrong? How is he classless? How is he a bum? How is he irrelevant to the sport of boxing if he's negotiating a higher salary because of the risk that he has to take to go in there and fight Anthony Joshua?
So you're telling me right now that you think that Wilder did the right thing by not taking that DAZN deal against Joshua? Because if you ask me that, I always tell people all the time, another issue that I take with Wilder is that it seems like he's always thinking, or maybe the public thinks, that he's not getting a fair shake. He's not getting a fair shake money-wise.
What was the DAZN deal, bro? What was the DAZN deal?
I think it was for over a little bit over.
Money. What was the DAZN deal? How was it set up? Who did he have?
He had a 3-fight deal. If I'm not mistaken, somebody could look. I don't know. He had a 3-fight deal. If I'm not mistaken,
who was in there? Who was the three fights?
I think it was 2 Joshua fights, and I forgot the other fight. Shit.
So let's just say this. Just say the person that he was supposed to fight first. Why should he be made to fight that individual if it's not relevant to where he's trying to go in the boxing? Boxing,
money, but it was gonna be relevant. You got 2 Joshua fights in there.
No, that was contingent. Those 2 Joshua fights was contingent. So
who was he supposed to fight?
Joshua didn't fight him the second time, he don't get paid the $40 million. He doesn't get paid. He would just be in a contract, obligated until Joshua freaking comes around and fights.
To my understanding, Eddie Hearn, DAZN was going to give him a lump sum. Take these 3 fights, and here's this lump sum that you have. I always tell people,
he just made like close to $30 million for this fight plus.
But he's still not making more than Fury, and he's still not making more than the other heavyweights in this division. A lot of people don't realize this about the state of boxing right now. A lot of people, you ask a regular person, who's the cash cow? They're going to say Canelo. He's not the cash cow. The cash cow is Joshua. That's the cash cow. I'm telling you that right now. And you can do your research on it.
What's Eddie Hearn's percentage that he gets from Joshua?
I don't know that stuff. I don't know. If you know, you tell me. I don't know that stuff. I don't look into numbers. I don't care about numbers.
Joshua is the cash cow then. If you don't know the percentage that Eddie Hearn get and everybody else, how can you say he the cash cow? Because Canelo Alvarez signed a $365 million deal for 11 fights. How can we justify or verify that Anthony Joshua is the cash cow?
Look it up. When you get off the live, look it up. I'm telling you. Just look it up.
Like
Joshua's the cash cow. It's not Canelo. It's not Canelo. Joshua is the cash cow. Joshua is the cash cow. I'm telling you. I'm telling you he is.
So what brings you to that?
And don't forget that when Joshua fights, he gets Sky Sports pay-per-view stuff. When Canelo fights, that doesn't happen. Canelo fights strictly on DAZN. There's no Sky Sports for him in that deal. Also remember that.
Upside is Anthony Joshua getting? How much percentage is Eddie Hearn's taking?
Now you're talking to me. I don't know. I'm not an accountant. I'm not an accountant. I'm not an accountant. That's why I can tell you. That makes me less of a boxing fan because I don't know how much another man makes. I don't care how much another man makes. I'm not in his pockets. That's not my concern. I'm telling you that he's the cash cow.
You brought it up. I did not bring up Deontay Wilder as the cash cow. I didn't bring up Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, because I don't care about how much money they're making. I care about the performances. I care about the opponents. I don't care what they bring it home because none of it's coming to me. If I was an advisor, a manager, a promoter, then I would give a damn. But I don't care. I truly don't care who's making what. All I'm worried about reporting wise is that who is he fighting? Who is he fighting? Who is he fighting? That's it. I don't care about all that other stuff because no one knows the books about how much Anthony Joshua is bringing home. No one.
He still has the best resume in heavyweight. Right behind him.
I mean, we can agree or disagree because
right behind him, I'll give him
antiquated Klitschko, and then you're talking about Charles Martin, who got paid off, and
he was still undefeated, and he had a belt.
Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker wasn't even considered like a legitimate top tier heavyweight. He held the belt, but who he defended it against? Who did Joseph Parker?
I'm not going to disagree with you. A lot of people will say that. A lot of people are going to say that about a lot of fighters. Oh, he's a paper champ. He's this is that. I agree. I'm not sitting here agreeing with you. I'm not sitting here disagreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you. I agree. Charles Martin shouldn't have been in that fight. He sold that belt. He went to the UK, sold that belt for what, $7-8 million. Okay. Joshua fought Parker, beat him. Joshua fought an old Klitschko, he beat him. Klitschko was still Klitschko. I'm not saying he was in his prime. It's a name on your resume. A lot of people go by the names on their resume. They're past their prime. They're just gonna say he's a name.
But your words is a win, John. So when you say a win is a win, I don't hear people using that same celebratory language when it comes to Wilder, because whenever Wilder fights, look, you're talking about Tyson Fury, who came back.
Who did Wilder fight that they calling a bum? Tell me which fighters are they calling a bum for on Wilder's resume? I want to know so I can tell you.
I'm telling you what's out here. You say you in all the groups. You can't get on here and act like you're advocating for the champ, but yet when you're on Facebook, you like vilifying him.
You're still not hearing me. I only go back and forth with the people that are bringing up excuses. I never go back. I'm not. Stop twisting it around.
The glove gate is an excuse. The glove problems is not an excuse.
Those things I have an issue with. But if someone jumps on it and tells me, well, Wilder's a bum, I'm going to come out and say he's not a bum. I'm not advocating for nothing. I'm telling you how I see it. He's not a bum. I never said he was a bum. He's not a bum.
But you said a win is a win, and I'm telling you, when it comes to you saying resume, I'm looking like Tyson Fury came and fought Sefer Safari and Francis Pianetta. No one knows about. Period.
I'm not saying he has a good resume. Fury's resume ain't that great either. He's got some names on there, but it's not a great resume either. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you his resume is great. It's not a great resume. It's not a great resume. These heavyweights in this heavyweight division, if you want me to be honest, it's small pickings amongst them. It's not like a wide open division. You only have certain top guys in that division. You have your Michael Hunter still undefeated, still fighting. Fought to a draw with Quebec, and that fight could have gone either way because Hunter didn't press the gas on for that fight. You still have you got that other dark-skinned African kid, or I don't know where he's from. The kid that fought on that on the undercard for of that fight with the Polish kid. I forgot his name.
F.A. Jogba.
You got him. You got that Dominican kid that beat Canelo's trainers train. You still got Pavek and you got Pulev until he loses. It's very small for these up-and-coming heavyweights. And then you got cruiserweights. You also have Usyk. I forgot about Usyk. You also have Usyk in the mix, and you got a lot of cruiserweights that are coming up to heavyweight pretty soon, too. Gassiev's in the heavyweight division. Dorticos and that other guy, they're going to be fighting. I'm pretty sure they're going to be up in the heavyweight division soon. Right now, the heavyweight division is very small. You only have Fury, Wilder, and Joshua. That's all you have. You don't really have anyone else to throw in that mix where you could say, oh, well, this guy's going to give him a problem. Maybe Andy, if he gets his shit together, but we don't know.
Hell no, man. Come on, bro. Like, come on. You all over the place, Sean.
The heavyweight division, it's small. It's not wide open. It's not like 135 where you have a bunch of guys up and coming and everything. It's not like 140 where you have a bunch of guys up and coming. Same thing with the welterweight division. The welterweight division is
best heavyweight. Who's the second best heavyweight? This
is my ranking for heavyweights, and I'm going based on skills. I'm not going on accolades. I'm not going on belts. I'm not going on any of that.
A win is a win, John. A win is a win.
Joshua's the number 1 heavyweight. Tyson Fury's the number 2, and Deontay Wilder's the number 3. That's how I rank them. And that's based off skills.
Fury is 30-0.
Who?
Fury is 30-0.
Actually, let me take it back. Hold on. What did I say? Tyson Fury's the number. This is based on skills. Tyson Fury's the number 1. Joshua's the number 2, and Wilder's the number 3. Now you want to talk about resumes? Joshua's number 1, Wilder's number 2, Fury's number 3. That's based off resumes. That's how I have it. I'm still calling Wilder a top 3. There's other people out there talking about Wilder's at the bottom of the barrel. He's a bum. He's not a bum. He's a top 3 fighter. He's not a bum.
Easy.
Who?
Wilder's a top 2 easy.
Over who?
Over Anthony Joshua.
That's your opinion.
You know why he's top 2? Because if Joshua was scared to fight him, and we all know if just take Deontay Wilder that came in there, any other fight other than the night he showed up at Tyson Fury, he crushes freaking Anthony Joshua. He crushes him.
Not so fast.
He was under the lights sunbathing with Klitschko. He was freaking under the lights again with a last minute replacement of Andy Ruiz. How many times does this man have to sit up here and go to spa day doing his freaking big fights for people to recognize he don't have a chin? The man is robotic and he doesn't have a chin.
Not so fast. So you're gonna tell me that Andy's not not now because obviously he fell off the wagon a little bit. But you're gonna tell me that Joshua lost to a bum and Andy's a bum? You're calling Andy's a bum?
I don't use the word bum, but all I know was that Andy Ruiz fought Joseph Parker once. Okay, that's his claim to fame. He fought Joseph Parker. A lot of people thought he won, and some thought he didn't. Then he goes from Joseph Parker. He gets the call up for Anthony Joshua. He goes in there with Anthony Joshua and demolish him.
Yeah,
demolish him
because he's a good fighter.
He's a good fighter.
He's a good fighter. That kid has the fastest hands in heavyweight. Huh?
He would have came back in there and defended his titles, bro.
Who?
Andy Ruiz.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, I wish that he would have beaten Joshua in the second fight. I guarantee you, Andy would have fought Wilder. I guarantee you that's a given. Next fight, I want Wilder. That's a given. That would have happened.
He was with PBC. Man, that man was out there eating, bro.
He was. He fucked up. He shouldn't have done that. I agree with you. But that's another thing. But what I always tell people about Joshua, because I think Joshua is overrated like Chipotle. I don't think he's that good. I don't think he's that good. But if you put his skills against other guys, he's going to be better than them. Now, if Joshua fought Wilder, of course, Wilder has a great chance to knock him out. Of course, yes, I agree with you. But don't sleep on Joshua. That kid hits hard too. That kid's a good counterpuncher. If the fight goes inside, it's going to be a problem. It'll be a problem for Wilder. Joshua is a very, 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 very dangerous counterpuncher with his left hand or his right hand. That's a fact.
Joshua in there with Joseph Parker, who he never dropped. He almost got dropped in there with Joseph Parker. Parker moves. He threw the freaking right uppercut around 6 times and missed every freaking time.
Parker moves. And that's why I'm telling you, I tell everyone this too. I tell them, I guarantee you, and it's never going to come out in public. Joshua's never going to say it. You'll probably never hear it. I guarantee you that Joshua is praying deep down inside that Wilder wins, because I'm telling you, he doesn't want that Fury fight. That Fury fight, that's the one he should really be afraid of. Not the Wilder fight. He should be afraid of that Fury fight. That Fury fight, that's a dangerous fight for him, as is the Wilder fight. But the Fury fight will go for him. It'll be worse for him. At least he has a chance in the Wilder fight.
If he all of a sudden will want the Deontay Wilder fight, he has had plenty of time to make it. He has had plenty of time to fight.
But they both did. There's mistakes on both ends.
Man, I don't like that. I don't like
the mistakes on both
ends. When Joshua, I mean, look, Joshua was giving this man pennies with an open hand, right? Deontay was basically settling and saying, I want to prove to the people that I'm the real champ. I will go over here and fight this man in UK. So when all this 15 million and then the 50 million came up, Anthony Joshua got on here and said he was not going to sell his belt and his soul for $50 million. He was absolutely, the only thing he had to do was take the 50 million, come over to the US to fight, and the fight be in 2018. That's all he had to do. But he wanted to put up and say, I'm not going to sell my fight. I'm not going to sell my belts for 50 million. Why? Why not? If he really wanted to unify.
I agree. There was mistakes on both ends. I don't know who did what behind the scenes. Lou DiBella got screwed over with that's another thing with Wilder. He has a pride issue. He's petty. Lou DiBella got screwed out of that. I read that DiBella was trying to get a good deal for Wilder, and they went back to Finkel and all those guys and said something that DiBella was trying to work a deal behind the back. He got fired. You got Joshua on this side. There's no doubt in my mind that one of them don't want to fight each other. I just don't know who it is yet. I used to think that it was Wilder that was ducking Joshua, and then there were other times where I was thinking Joshua's ducking Wilder, Wilder's ducking Joshua. But no one knows. It's all egos at the end of the day. It's It's a money situation. It's who wants the bigger cut. They both have losses right now. So all that A side, B side crap, there's room to negotiate still. Who's going to get the bigger cut? But right now it should be 50-50. Huh? Wilder and Joshua. If they come to the table right now to make that fight, all that A side, B side crap, they both have losses. One of them has belts though. But as we've seen in the past before, I've seen guys come in with no belts and still be the A side, like Canelo. Canelo comes in with no belts and still the A side. So Wilder could very well come into this fight with Joshua if he wanted to and say, I'm the A side. But we don't know. It's an ego thing. That's why that fight's not going to get. I don't think that fight's going to get made. Even if Wilder
it's called Fury, promoters and managers, man. It's called
that's on them. That's on them. They have to get together and make those fights. There's too much crap going on behind the scenes between the promoters not liking each other. And I'm going to blame it on, a lot of people want to blame it on Al Heyman, a lot of people. But you know what? At the end of the day, when Bob Arum leaves boxing, I think it's just going to get better. I think it's going to get better. Eddie Hearn works with everyone. Frank Warren works with everyone.
What?
Al Heyman works with everyone.
With everybody. If he worked with everybody, we would have had the Deontay Wilder fight in 2018, man.
Eddie Hearn works
with everyone. Why are you going to give somebody a flat fee? Name another fighter that you've heard that Eddie Hearns, did he give Carlos Takam a flat fee? Did Joseph Parker get a flat fee? Alexander Povetkin get a flat fee? Did Charles Martin get a flat fee? No, because he sold his belts, right? Who else was offered a flat fee?
No one else. No one else. That's between them. That's something they have to figure out. They're banking on Fury to win the third fight. And I think he's gonna win. All right. Wilder got a few months right now to get it together. It's too late. What he should have done was take some time off, heal up, get your mind right, get your ego right, your pride right, because it's not there right now. Train and come back and fight later. Let Fury fight Joshua. Let them unify. Let's get an undisputed champ. You still got that in the contract, but I understand why he had to exercise that fight, because if he didn't do it within 30 days, he would have lost that fight. I get it. So
he don't have to. Deontay don't have to exercise that because it's a contractual. He don't have to. He can take step aside money if he chooses to, but he wants to come back and fight for his belt, man.
Yeah, I agree.
So when you rejoin the Facebook landscape, right? When you say a win is a win, make sure you keep that same language when you say a win is a win when it comes to resumes, because a win is a win. People don't look at it that way, because every time Ruiz Ortiz's name come up, they say he was old. But yet they glorify Klitschko, and he was old when he fought Anthony Joshua. You know what I'm saying? Like, which one is it? Which one is going to get a pass?
I'm going to tell you that a win is a win no matter what. Just like when Miguel Cotto fought Sergio Martinez. I know, and if you watch boxing, you should know, Sergio Martinez was not healthy for that fight. He was way past his prime. Cotto beat him, knocked him out, took his WBC belt and his lineal belt. A win is a win. He still won. Even though me and you could sit here and complain all day, he still has the name on the resume, and the win is a win. Just like I can sit here and dissect Canelo's wins. There's a lot of smoky mirrors in his resume too. How many guys has he fought past their prime? How many bloated up welterweights has he fought? Tell me that. People don't want to see that. But a win is a win. It doesn't matter. It's resumes. And according to many people in boxing, Canelo has the best resume in boxing. That's what they say out there. You know what I'm saying? So a win is a win to me. And I'll keep that same energy everywhere. Ortiz, you can say whatever you want about him. He's old. He's a bum. But you know what? That old bum, he almost beat Wilder twice. He almost beat him twice. He was winning those fights until he got knocked out. He almost beat him twice.
Bro. It ain't no almost. It ain't no almost when you get knocked out. It ain't no almost.
He almost won the fight. That's what I said up until he got knocked out. He was winning the fight. He was winning the fight. He was winning the fight.
You're talking about Ruiz Ortiz, right?
If Ortiz wouldn't have gotten knocked out.
So what round did he get knocked out in the first one?
Like the 9th or 10th or 11th, one of the later rounds.
The 12th round, right? It wasn't 12 seconds left in the 12th round.
No, he got knocked out. No, he got knocked out in like the 7th or 8th round, I think, or the 9th round.
Okay, in the
No.
second fight, he got knocked out in the 7th round. In the first
Yeah.
fight.
The first fight I remember. 9th or 10th round, I think.
So how did he almost win?
If he didn't get knocked out, he would have won.
No,
what
bro.
I'm trying to tell you, what I'm trying to tell you is,
you can't say that Wilder has a puncher's chance and he has the right hand, but then turn around and say Luis Ortiz, he would have won if he wouldn't have got knocked out. A knockout is a knockout, period. Just like Fury stopping Deontay Wilder, it's cut and dry. Deontay Wilder lost the fight. But what we want to know from the video that's surfacing out there from his first fight to the rematch is Fury somehow manipulating or distorting his gloves. That's all. It's not an accusation to the win-loss. It's all about determining if he won fairly because he's been known to be a cheat. We agree on that, right? Fury has been known to be a cheat, right?
A cheat in what? In what sense? Okay, with what? The gloves or the peds and the coke, or which one? You got to tell me which one. The gloves or the peds?
In the Christian Hammer fight, him being caught in the Christian Hammer fight. What was that?
With the gloves?
Yeah.
I saw that. But what happened? The problem got fixed beforehand.
Look, when you do this, you scratch your head and the referee walk away towards the camera shaking his head. Why was he doing that? If Fury was absolutely innocent, why was he shaking his hand like, man, what the fuck is going on? What's going on? What is this guy doing?
I wasn't there that night. I wouldn't know.
No, I'm talking about from the video. We live in a social media.
I saw the video. Yeah, he walked away shaking his head. I saw the video. I don't know what he was thinking.
So
I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know what he was thinking.
Get caught cheating though.
You're telling me, everyone keeps telling me about the gloves. When has he gotten caught cheating? Has he gotten reprimanded for it? Has he gotten reprimanded for it?
Fight.
You got to get reprimanded for it.
The fight right before Vladimir Klitschko, he got caught cheating and they made him change his gloves out.
Did he get reprimanded for it? Did the commission come out and say, we're going to suspend him? We're going to give him time off?
It wasn't a factor for him because the fight hadn't started. It's nothing the commission could have done because it wasn't like Antonio Margarita with the hand
right, but it got changed.
The gloves are fucked up and you need to change them out. So the fight was delayed until they changed out the gloves.
What do you want me to tell you? Did he get called for it? That's what I keep telling you. You expect me to come out with an answer as to, well, why did he do that? I can't.
I don't expect you to do anything except, I'm just having a dialogue with you, man.
Tito Trinidad used to wrap his hands in a certain way, and Naseem Richardson caught him, right? Naseem Richardson said it on a video that at that time, the way Tito was, from what I understand, he was taking the gauze and he was like stacking the gauze on top of his hand wraps, if I'm not mistaken. That's what Naseem said. But the thing is that this has nothing to do with Fury, his glove situation. What I'm trying to tell you is that also commissions have different rules for certain things at the same time. In regards to that Tito Trinidad issue, there's been fighters out there that have gotten caught doing suspect things. That Charlo situation, the same thing. What was he drinking out of? Like some mysterious bottle people were complaining about?
If you're trying to compare the Charlo Gatorade bottle to the actual physical aspect of a glove, Charlo wasn't basically told to switch out a Gatorade bottle, but Tyson Fury was told to switch out his gloves because the gloves no way was applicable to competing. They didn't follow the standards. So he had to change them out because the referee deemed that the gloves was not suitable for him to compete in.
Why didn't he get in trouble then? Why didn't he get suspended? Why didn't the commission further do it? Huh?
The fight hasn't started, and you can't sit up here and assume his intention. The glove was fucked up, and Fury played dumb. He scratched his head. He played dumb. He hasn't really engaged in the crime yet. The fight hasn't started.
So it's something he got away with then. So, and what else? Now, the first Wilder fight, people are complaining about. His palm was seen in the glove, right? His fists are down the glove at the bottom, right?
In the second
fight, right? That's what people are complaining about. My whole thing is, you're innocent until proven guilty. I'm not going to go around here speculating things. My problem with this whole Wilder Fury situation is people speculated too many things. That was my issue. That's why I go ham on the comment section, and not just in Facebook, on Instagram. I'm making memes. People are messaging me, cursing me out. People are on Facebook cursing me out in my messages, sending me friend requests to see what I look like or whatever. People are mad. I'm mad too. I'm mad too because we're still talking about this 3 weeks later and we have a whole crap load of fights coming up. Why can't we just pause all this stuff and let's talk about it when it comes back in what? When are they fighting? In July? But nobody wants to do that. And then all the fans, all the Wilder fans are just hanging around posting nonsense all day on Facebook. All day.
Look, John, once again, I have to call you out on this. The only media sources that you freaking put out there was black media sources. You didn't put any other media sources except black media sources.
So that means I'm racist? I'm not racist.
Black media sources.
I'm not racist for that. That's an opinion. I messaged Blue Blood. I went on his comments. I said, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you reporting? I commented on his thing. He probably blocked me. You did it.
You was coming off reckless, John. You was coming off reckless.
All I asked him was, what are you doing? Are you kidding me? That's all I wrote. Nothing else. I don't know if he blocked me or not. Blue Blood.
You initially came and I was making the shit up and all that. And then later on that day, you came and said, oh, Blue Blood reported this a while ago.
He did.
Blue Blood reported it doesn't mean him and I have the same sources. He has his sources. I have my sources. You can't compare us together because we're black media, man.
Jay Calderon Boxing Talk. That's a Spanish guy. Another one on his Facebook page. I was like, well, are you kidding me? You're going to be one of the sheep too and follow this? Oh, I think that the gloves thing is a real thing now. I went on his page too and told him, are you kidding? Ellie Setback. If he would have came out and said, yo, the gloves, I would have said the same thing to him too. And in public, if I ever met him again.
Merit, bro. You have to have some evidence. You just can't go up here and argue and talk reckless to people who's doing research and out here covering boxing every day, man.
I'm on the boxing pages every day. You guys see me every day. I post. I'm going to tell you how sad it is right now. The state of this boxing fan stuff, casual stuff. I post other things besides Fury Wilder. There's a lot of other things to talk about. There's a lot of old school boxing.
We got to talk about what's hitting the headlines at the top of the surface. What's buoyed on the surface, man. That's what we got.
Wilder Fury is brewing on the surface. That's all that's brewing right now. I post something on Facebook. Zab Judah had an interview talking with DJ Vlad talking about I got hit by Mickey Ward and I wanted to quit. 14 likes, whatever. No one cares. I put something about Wilder Fury. My phone is going off all day. 300, 400, 500 likes, 100 comments, 200 comments. People messaging me. People telling me what the F are you talking about? What's going on? You're stupid. You're casual. That's all people want to talk about. And like, I'm getting tired of it. There's other stuff going on.
Everybody don't talk about the entire sport of boxing every day because it's just not, and it's not possible to do that.
When you have a group like your World Combat Sports group, let's say you have 100K followers, you have 100,000 people, that is more than enough to cover the whole sport of boxing. Because you got people from around the world putting stuff as well if they wanted to. You got people in the Philippines. You got people in Cuba. I'm not saying I follow boxing that deep in those countries, but you could cover it. But all people want to talk about is Deontay Wilder and Fury, and it's getting nauseating. I just want to get off of that. The MMA fight.
To you, man. You live in a society of billions, globally, billions. So why are you going out here and you're a rebel with no cause and just rampaging the freaking black media, man?
But it's not. But you're saying you keep saying that as if I'm racist and I'm not. Is it my fault that they're black media? No.
All your accusations is against black media.
That's who's reporting it. I told you already. If Ellie Setback came out and said the glove situation, and I believe this, I would have jumped on his thing too. I would have jumped on his page too and said, "What are you doing?" Him too. It happens to be that it's only black media. Believe me, if there's a page out there that's a white guy doing it, a purple guy doing it, they're gonna get it too. I'm not just bashing the black media. That's what I see.
You, John, there's plenty of people that's out here that's outside of black media that has reported on this glove situation.
And I bashed them too.
Enough research to find it.
And I bashed them too on Facebook because I've seen white guys post it. I've seen Spanish guys post it. I see it too. And I tell them the same thing. What are you guys doing? This is over. It's not just the black media. Look who I have tattooed on my hand. And you're gonna call me racist. That's Mike Tyson. That's my favorite fighter. I'm not racist.
You can have Mike Tyson all day long, but you on Facebook going at Wilder fans and coming up with racial undertones about the black media and people supporting Wilder, man. You making yourself look crazy, man.
What are racial undertones? Did I call someone the N-word? Did I call someone?
I mean, you don't.
Derogatory name? No, I didn't call anyone anything. I didn't call anyone anything. And you're gonna sit here and call me racist when I just spent a whole 30 minutes with you discussing Wilder's accolades and how I respect it?
Don't just tag off one word, man. I'm talking about all the stuff that people didn't see, all the freaking angry vitriol that you gave me on Facebook. And then once I went on live in that particular group, I'm like, I couldn't
log on. I couldn't log on.
I went up there, bro.
I couldn't log on.
Said, okay, I apologize. And then I look on Facebook and you said my World Combat Sports and Scotty White. What brought that on again, man? What's going on with you? Why would you bring that back up today?
Actually, I meant to bring that up the other day when I saw that tweet came out from the WBC talking about fighters are clean. I forgot to include you. That's why I did it today. I was like, oh wait, let me post this and let me include him in it.
I'm the only one.
That's all I know. I don't know anyone else on that page. You're the only notable one. You're the notorious one on that page and diehard. I don't know anyone else. You're the only one with a big boxing page on there. I don't know anyone else on there.
I have a big boxing page, but you was out there telling the media that my page is garbage.
What media? Who's on there? No one's on there. You're worried about hands down man down boxing? You're worried about a Facebook group?
No, I'm talking to you, bro. I'm talking about your words, bro. I'm talking about your words.
You got upset because I brought it up on a Facebook group page, and I'm telling you not to worry about a Facebook group page.
Your words, because you was basically acting like I'm not participating. I'm not doing anything in boxing, in which I have variable aspects to my media responsibility. But you up here telling people in the global, you telling people in the open freaking social media landscape that I'm buying social media followers when I have my page up for the longest of time and I only have 2,000. And you think that's huge? And you coming here talking about my group is trash? Like you don't even know what I do in boxing. I don't even talk about it every day.
I know what you do in boxing. And whatever you do in boxing, you do fine at it. Whatever you do at the MMA, you do fine at it. You go watch amateur fights, that's fine. At the end of the day, you have media credentials, all respect to you. That's great. I'll be there one day too. And like I said, whenever you come out to New York, if you ever come out to New York, message me and we'll go have a beer and we can go talk. That's it. There's really, I have nothing bad to say about you in particular, but the people that follow your page, holy crap. What are they doing? What are they posting on these Facebook groups? Because they're part of you.
What page? Because you're not a part of my group, and people don't have access to post on my page. What page are you talking about? People can't post on my page.
Listen, a lot of people that are on your page are on all the boxing pages. They're going to be on Die Hard. They're going to be on Hands Down Man Down. They're going to be on IOTBA.
Yeah, boxing and MMA, so I don't. That whole flow of boxing fans isn't gravitating to my page, my World Combat Sports group, because I cover boxing and MMA. I post bilateral content. So if you see other people in other groups like Hand Down, whatever, a lot of those are not in my group. You're not a part of my group, so I'm not understanding where you seeing those people post that, because no one can post on my page World Combat Sports but me.
All I'm saying is that the people that follow your page, your followers, they're in other groups too. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
I can't do anything about them if they sharing the content, bro.
Listen, I already apologized for all that crap. I already said I'm sorry. You're not going to hear a peep out of me about that other stuff. You keep doing your reports. You keep doing your thing out there. And when all these other fights come back up, we can talk again. I'll come up here and talk to you on a weekly basis, once a week, once every month if you want me to. I didn't curse at anyone. I didn't badmouth anyone. I didn't say a bad thing. I can be mature about it.
All right, bro. I'm about to bounce. Hey, appreciate you coming on World Combat Sports, man.
Yo, let me on your page.
All right, I'm out.
All right.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hey, appreciate all the comments and everything. Real talk. I'm definitely going to start from somewhere. Karan Tucker, what's good? 10th round stoppage with Wilder up and 2 judges scorecards. Chris Ray hints, I'm not a true boxing fan. SOK 50 TV. Peds and Glove, the great one, said, Chris Ray said, DBMA, bro, I'm still mad Wilder got cheated in both fights. You know, when you have people up here, right, and I say hashtag no keyboard, I try to bring them on and have a dialogue, because listen, all that cussing shit ain't gonna do nothing for me. I've heard it all. In 20 years I was in the military and seeing that stuff and I've seen worse conditions. So for a person to go out here and trash and they don't even know the effort, like Blue and all them, Ellie, all them, we have to go around and do this shit, and a lot of it's on our own dime and all that, man. It's hard work. You don't hear me sitting up here putting it off on you all that's tuned in. Oh, you got to support me because I'm doing this. We just send out the freaking media content and that's it. It's a tough job. But the way he was coming off thrashing my page, I'm like, man, bro, you're not even part of my group. You're not part of my page, anything. And he was basically doubling back too much and avoiding freaking crucial talking points that I wanted to get out. His language was much different from Facebook to YouTube. Man, and I was reading some of the comments that was on here, man. And I appreciate the comments that y'all was putting out. You know, real talk. Thanks for y'all for tuning in like that. DBMA said all these heavyweights, if they don't fight Ortiz, we should not even mention them being the top 3 to 5 fighters. And I agree, because every time Ortiz stepped in there with Deontay Wilder, he was freaking too old. But you're going to tell me a win is a win. That's not true. Because if a win is a win, well, they would give Wilder credit. Just like they give freaking Anthony Joshua credit for fighting Vladimir, who was in retirement. You know what I'm saying? You got to call it the way it's supposed to. You got to be fair and unbiased. The great one dude is a hater and a fence rider. He clearly doesn't understand there was an underlying racial issue involved. SLK, what was the official word on the glove? The glove situation is still out. The jury's still out, to be honest with you, man. You know, the only word that has returned officially is both samples came back. I mean, the final sample and, you know, Tyson Fury's came back clear. So I came out here and reported on it because I did mention there was an issue with it from my sources. Chris Ray say, bro, I'm messing up. Keep doing the same for over 400 years. SLK say, I saw a rip on the thumb. That's it. It was much more to that. SLK, that's from his UK championship fight. So you're just gonna excuse blatant cheating, but then use one has best resume and argument for you to defend AJ. A lot of people, man, live vicariously through AJ. They love freaking AJ. You know what I'm saying? They love to be him. You know, his Nigerian ancestry, a lot of people exclude that, and all they want to compare him to is being a Brit living in the UK. You know, most of you know, because he has an accent, and they brought him out here at like 245, 250, and he was all bulked up with no cardio. No cardio. They just brought him out here. Oh man, he's the best. He's the best ever. No, that's not gonna fly, people. We got to do better at covering the sport. You know, you just can't say the resume, vice resume. You're going to be very critical of Deontay Wilder's resume, but you're going to highlight Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua's resume. And, you know, just because Tyson Fury fought freaking Derek Chisora twice, you know what I'm saying? He fought Vladimir. I mean, come on, man. You don't want to give a man no credit. You have to keep the same energy that you had on Facebook when you out here criticizing and vilifying people like that. You know, you got to keep the same energy. You just can't go to each social media outlet and be mad at them for speaking about a glove situation that's video, that has video proof that is out there. We live in a technology area where we can slice a video, zoom in on it, and then make a point. We have that technology, man. SLK said, but if you look at the 4th round, he told Ruiz his glove was loose. Also, he kept on stuffing his hand in the glove. Man, you know, so much evidence is out there, but people choose to just ignore it. SLK said, I broke this down on my last vid. Check it out. I'll do that, man. I'll do that. Definitely. The great one said, but you come in here with your tail tucked between your legs, riding the fence. You have no facts and you're a weak racist. You know, I just wish, you know, if a person is going to put that much energy into blasting somebody, and you know, you're saying that I'm buying. He said I purchased freaking Facebook followers, likes, and then on here he said IG. Man, come on, man. Which one is it? I mean, which one is it, man? Come on, it's not that serious, bro. It's not that freaking serious. DBMA, I mean, you just creating stuff that people that know me know damn well I'm not sitting up here spending that much time. I post my content. I'm at the fights. I cover grassroots up to the top. Man, come on. You think I'm sitting up here trying to say at 50 years old, man, I need to be the IG king? No. DBMA say he delayed the fight 20 minutes. Chris Ray say, please don't take your foot off the gas. WS smoke him. You know, I just try to, you know, have a sensible dialogue, man, while I was shifting gears. I wanted the gear shifting to be an intellectual freaking discussion, something that's producing for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So you and I can both get an education about what the hell we see right here. That's all I'm trying to do. Because I've seen debates where people get on here and they don't allow people to talk. They just want to freaking criticize them, cuss them out, get personal, tell them they ain't shit, without even considering the fact that you're not getting anything out except controversy. You know, people tuning in your channel because y'all sitting up here kicking and screaming, but you ain't talking about boxing. You know, if a person get on here and don't know nothing about boxing, they very, you know, inept. It will show. The boxing supporters out here, you'll figure it out, man. I don't have to sit up here and criticize somebody. Great one. Wow. Line killer. The issue you are a professional and he is the layman. Yeah, man, you know, try to be just that, man. DBMA is pretty bad how no one seems to understand what the big picture is. And that's the whole point I'm trying to make. How did he win? Was it fair? That's it. That's all I want. I'm not making excuses. Not one time did I say, well, I'm not sure he lost. I'm not sure Mark Breland threw in the towel. I never said some BS like that. Never. I didn't really talk about JD's and what his post-fight comments was of Mark Breland. Why am I going to talk about a decision of the team? That's public record. JD said what he said, and that's it. People can get on here and talk about race and all that all they want to. I mean, I've been around the man. There's no way I'm going to jump to a conclusion and say, oh, JD's is this way because he had a situation with Mark Breland that he didn't like. We're talking about a huge situation where Mark Breland asked JD's twice and JD said no. And Mark did it anyway. That's something they have to figure out, people. They have to figure that out. Right or wrong, they have to figure it out. If somebody in my squad and we're on a mission and they break ranks and they do what they want to do, it's a price to pay for that. It's pretty bad. No one seems DBMA, the reason old media is not reporting on the glove gate is because it's too damaging to them as a whole. And it will involve more than just fighters. Last thing old media wants is to damage their reputation. You know what I'm saying? Damage their credentials. Absolutely. You know, and it's good you mentioned that DBMA because it has a lot to do with credentials. If you want to cover a fight, old media, they can cover a fight. They can come up here and talk and report on something. But this media, new media, we're more so to get excluded from credentials if we say certain things quickly. Because they believe that the old media has more followers. They have a larger platform. So they will allow them to continue to cover it. They may say something to somebody on the team, but they will allow them to come in because they have all the big cameras. They have a larger freaking following. But the one thing about old media is that, like you said, they will not report on everything that new media will report on. They won't do it. They won't do it. But what I'll never accept is the people that's getting on here excluding the fact that Tyson Fury was a cheat. They act like that shit is freaking goes against all the ideology, the freaking Christianity, everything in boxing. You know, they act like boxing all of a sudden was built off being anointed to be even compete in the sport. They truly act like it's a sin, you know, that you would be casted out, you would become a pariah, you'd be ostracized. You know what I'm saying? That's the way they treat it when you talk about Tyson Fury cheating. The man cheated. He lost his IBF title 10 days after he earned it because he didn't want to fight Gaskov. He didn't want to defend and commit to the fight his mandatory for the IBF. So shit, after 10 days, that IBF belt was gone. And then he ended up vacating it. Quote unquote, now, since he's came back, you look on Wikipedia, quote unquote, now he left the sport due to mental illness. Come on, man. Let's be true to ourselves. Let's be true to ourselves, y'all. The man is sitting up here changing the whole scheme of things for his reputation. Cocaine, pairs, mental illness. Wow, it must be easy work, right? Because you can't imagine if Deontay Wilder ever would have stepped into that freaking mud hole and get and pop for recreational drugs. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Can you imagine Deontay Wilder even coming close to doing something such as what Riddick Bowe did to Larry Donald? Could you imagine if you know Deontay Wilder did what Tyson Fury did in the press conference with Lennox Lewis, or what Lennox Lewis did to the Rothman, Hakeem Rothman? You know, the way they was freaking moving furniture and stuff like that. I mean, do you actually believe he would have got the pass if he would have set up here and swung on somebody during the press conference? If he would have reached out and choked his opposition like Floyd did Victor Ortiz, do you think he would have got a pass? Seriously, I mean, just answer the question. Do you believe he would have got a pass? At any time in this sport, do you believe he would have did any of the sort? Tossing his title in the garbage like Riddick Bowe, do you think they would have gave that man a pass? If he would have went to prison and got back out and he still want to make a living, do you think old media would have just left that in the past and said, "No, that's in the past. He went to prison for what he did. He paid the price." You know what I'm saying? If he would have went in there and bit his opposition's ear, both ears, would Wilder get a pass like people are excluding Fury's pass? Well, you know what, they would have gave that man love. They say, "Hey, Wilder, you did your time, you got over it, and that's that. We understand you did what you did because you say it was a mental illness." People be coming down here saying like, "Well, if he's crazy, he shouldn't be in the sport." You know what I'm saying? If he's crazy, he shouldn't be in the sport. The great one said exactly WCS, and his argument was that since Fury didn't get caught, oh well, he lost the debate right there. Yeah, he's basically saying, man, if Fury did not receive any punishment, listen, there has to be some type of justification. Like they have to catch you in the act of doing something. Like if it would have been a steel freaking object in there or something, then that leads to intent. Your intent was to go in there and maliciously harm your opposition because you had something steel or a foreign object in your gloves. But with Tyson Fury, his glove was messed up. So being that he didn't have any foreign objects in there, they can only assume that he either didn't know that his glove was fucked up or he did know. But yet, if you look at the video, Tyson Fury scratching his head with his right hand, he looked guilty as all hell. And then when the referee walked away, even him, he was like, damn, that's messed up. He's trying to freaking cheat on my watch. And people act like you can't sit up here and talk about it because he didn't get punished. No, man, that's not the way you handle business, man. Not from the freaking mainstream boxing fans and the purists. You know what I'm saying? But man, hey, um, DBM say America should take a look at Wilder the same way the UK looks at AJ. Stand behind your athletes, especially your champions. Man, real talk, real talk. I've never really seen in this modern era, right? I've never seen so many people just walk around with the cross on their back when it comes to Deontay Wilder. They're like they're just trying to find a place to plant it and put him on it. I mean, I've never seen so many people just walking around with a big ass cross and say, "Let's go, get the hammer and the nails, put him on the cross and crucify him." Like, why they hate this man so much? You know, can you imagine Deontay Wilder coming out like AJ with all the pyrotechnics, the smoke, levitating stages like they do over there in the UK? Could you imagine how much more people seeing the work that goes into that? How many other people would just like, let's support the American champ? They're like, this is amazing. Like when they was over there doing that for AJ, that's the only thing I like. Like, okay, all the pyrotechnics and the fireworks and everything, you know, that was going on. That's how you make an entrance. They had AJ with the flames and stuff, having the stage levitate. That was good stuff. Real talk. That was good. That was good. But still, that doesn't exclude the fact that, in my opinion, he's overrated as a fighter. The great one says shows that still to this day, there's a double standard when it comes to black fighters, especially the one who is unapologetic black and outspoken. You know, when it comes to us in general, when it comes to blacks in general, in certain circumstances, right? They want you to remain quiet and with the index finger 12-6, you know, over your lips. You know, they always want to tell you to be quiet. Shh, don't speak up. You don't want to piss nobody off. You don't want to do that. Just stay silent. If they walking on your neck, let them walk on your neck. It ain't gonna last long. And then one person see them walking on your neck, the next one walk on your neck. And then you just get used to being on your face. Chris Ray say if was a black American, it would have been all over the news. Pretty bad how one seems to understand that the big picture. I mean, we still have a way to go with you know, identifying ex parte media, you know, for what it is. But when people have jobs, they're very cautious, you know, about sitting up here reporting certain things. They have orders. They have producer notes. They get out here and go against the grain too many times, they get fired. The great one, Chris, I don't think they want to understand the bigger picture. Ross Shepard, you were saying some stuff earlier. I just didn't know where you was going with some of your comments there, Shepard. You know what I'm saying? I was paying attention to some of that stuff. And I just didn't understand where you was going. Like you was all over the road with that. I'm trying to see where you was at earlier because a lot of your comments was grayed out. But hey, check this out, man. I got to go handle some business. I would definitely like to stay on here because we got a lot of stuff to talk about, but yet we still have the rest of the week to talk about it with the fights and everything. I saw, I think it wasn't Ronald Finkley though. Shout out to Ronald Finkley and everybody else to tune. Chris Ray, DBMA, SLK 50. It was a comment on here mentioning that I meant to post up here too before I get off. It was talking about Brian Norman, who has a really big fight coming up this weekend. He's out of the ATL. And I think that the guy who put it up here, I'm just trying to find out who he was, man, so I can post that up there. But yeah, support Brian Norman, man. 16-0, 14 knockouts, you know. Support that fighter. You know, in the gym, dedicated to his craft, out here getting it in, training. And he has a big fight coming up on Showtime. That's a big deal. That's what fighters look for. That, you know, that freaking big fight. But I can't find it. Hey, but check this out. All of you that tuned in, hey, be sure to follow and subscribe to the channel, man. I'm not just saying that. Pass the word to everybody, man. It's always good to have more subscribers and everything. And once again, and thank you all for tuning in, you know, to the content today. I thought I was coming to a smoke fest, but it just didn't work out like that. But all of you that tuned in and gave your comments, man, absolutely appreciate you holding down the gate, man. Holding down the yard, holding down the entire perimeter, everything. You know what I'm saying? That's the way it's supposed to be. I appreciate it. Be sure to turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports. Salute to you.